Alright, time for some solo gathering in the black zone. I'm pretty damn sure that I will go into the roads the next run because I want to try power leveling. But I haven't gathered in the black zone for such a long time that I want to do that now. And my plan was to go for wood. In a tier 6 map there will be tier 4 wood, and in a tier 5 map there will be tier 4 wood, because I'm still only level 4. So let's go southwest into Deepwood Dell, and let's see how much tier 4 wood I can find there. Hopefully I can get some enchanted tier 4 wood. So I can level quickly. Optimally, of course. Just finding 5 big 4.3 stacks with 30 pieces each. That would be very desirable. But I cannot really expect to find such things. I'm really interested in seeing how dangerous it's going to be. Right now it's like 1 hour and 20 minutes before the daily reset. So not sure if it should be less dangerous right now, but it's a weekend, so not necessarily extremely safe. There's a chest. And there's some enchanted wood already. That's pretty good for leveling. Do I want to look at the chest in the black zone? 7 people entered the roads portal. Scary. And it looks like just now another person entered it. Anyhow, I think I'll take a look at the chest. I have pretty good escape gear, but I'm really weak. I think yeah, exactly. I still need to change my spells. Well, there are resources here. Let's skip the chest. The chances of me getting this chest are pretty low. So I may as well spend my time gathering. Oh, I actually didn't eat my pie when gathering the 4.2 wood. Unfortunate. Hide and wood should have some decent prices in Fort Sterling, because those resources are not natural there. The chest was picked up immediately. 4.1. And I think that I will stick to what I've said previously. I will just gather 4.1 resources of stone and hide. And gather all the tier 4 wood and better. I mean, maybe I'm going to kill some boar if it's standing in my way. If it's between me and one of those beautiful pine trees. Maybe I'll do that. Not 100% sure. And some more enchanted wood. That's the black zone. Enchanted resources everywhere. When the maps are not completely empty already. I will probably not be able to gather this other tree right here. This thing is not that strong, I could kill it. Just to take that stuff, but probably not worth it. Maybe it is. Oh, beautiful 5.2. But I'm too weak for such crazy resources. Still. 1% already. Only 19 to go. And then I can finally take those 5.2 trees as well. Didn't see many people. Somebody died at the small chest. Ugh. People dying there is somewhat interesting, but not that extremely worrying, I would say, since I can imagine some people just walking there with a horse and otherwise being completely naked. I've seen this not too long ago somewhere else. Very possible that some people are doing such things. This boar is in my way. I mean, when hide is lying on the ground, ready to be taken, I will take it. But I'm not going to kill those mobs. Except for when they're standing in my way like this. A solo player. Not very much PvP fame, but the server is very new. So it's quite hard to get PvP fame. Is this his friend? I would guess so. Here's some more wood. And even more. Don't really want them to think that I'm going to be too careless, otherwise they may chase me for a while. Don't really want to deal with that. Want to spend my time gathering, not running away. Journals. Journals. Looked quite unprofitable yesterday when I was looking for journals before going into the mists, but that may have changed already. It indeed may have changed. Gonna need to take a look at the journal prices. They should be kind of fine, probably, for like wood and hide, I would believe. Since in Fort Sterling those resources are not natural still. So those prices may actually be fine. Southeast. Tier 7 map. I cannot gather anything in there. There are only... I mean, I can gather all the flat tier 5 resources, but there's no point in doing that. It's kind of funny though. I'm so close to the tier 7 map, but it doesn't make sense for me to go there, since I'm not able to gather the resources efficiently in there. And all the valuable resources are out of my reach still. So I'm looking forward to go into the roads and hopefully get a little bit lucky. Find some old mobs, preferably tier 4. But I think when I go into the roads of Avalon, I will also gather the old tier 5 mobs. I do have the gathering speed because those are special resource mobs. They always give some extra gathering speed, a very big amount of extra gathering speed. So I will most likely also take all tier 5 mobs. And for that I'm going to need to level up nature stuff, I believe. I mean, probably not. I could also go with different gear, like anything probably, as long as I have a mercenary jacket. I will probably be able to kill those things. But earlier or later, if I want to go into the roads more, I will want to have nature staffs. And being in the roads will be very helpful for leveling this kind of stuff as well, since I am going to find all these random roads of Avalon mobs that give tons of fame. while walking through these brown streets, those sideways from area to area. So I'm definitely going to get a decent amount of fame as well while I'm doing that. I will be... I mean, I don't think I will check the prices after doing this run. Because in the end, stuff is going to be a little bit more valuable than it seems to be in the estimated market value. But it's not going to be super crazy, I would believe. I will probably get like plus 10% estimated market value for wood and hide in Fort Sterling. But neglectable so far in this situation. Is he in a group? Do I even want to check it? Probably not. I probably don't care too much. I mean, I kind of need to reevaluate some things. Because everybody is going to look very weak right now. And I need to remember that I'm also extremely weak right now. So I probably need to take these weak players there. Like, not the 4.0 guy, but the tier 6 dude. A little bit more seriously. Probably need to consider that those tier 6 people will deal insane amounts of damage to me. I mean, of course, not this Arcane dude. Arcane staffs don't really do damage. But if I happen to run into like a tier 6 cursed or something, this guy will probably one-shot me very quickly. So, but nobody can afford invisibility potions right now. So that's another great thing. So I am probably pretty safe. Like I can even go for big nodes. Because nobody is going to use invisibility potions for ganking, I would think. I mean, there will be rich people who will be able to afford this kind of stuff, but on average it should be pretty damn bad. Especially in a level 5 map like this. So I would assume that I'm not too much in danger talking about invisibility ganks. Finally finding some more trees, but those have been taken not too long ago. Not nice, not nice. 95 is the estimated market value. Pretty sure it's going to be a little bit more in Fort Sterling. I'm pretty sure it's going to be quite a bit more. So I'm actually going to check the price, I would say. Most of the tier 4 wood that's for sale will be in Lyndhurst. And there the price is going to be completely terrible, of course. And I would assume that there's not going to be that much wood in Fort Sterling for sale. So now I'm pretty curious about the price. So far relatively safe, but I'm definitely seeing quite a few people. Not sure what I wanna think about that. Most of them being pretty useless, of course. Only since they are solo players, I would assume. And solo players can't really kill a gatherer unless the gatherer fucks up majorly. They did indeed mainly look like solo players. All of these people that I've seen. It's kind of sad that stone is a natural resource of Fort Sterling maps. Likewise, stone will not give any money. But I'm going to gather enchanted stone anyways, just because I want to level it up. Sooner or later I will reach tier 7, and tier 7 stone is always going to be nice. Whoops. Quite a bit of enchanted hide. Finding more enchanted hide than wood actually. Hopefully that's going to change quite soon. Even though hide is of course the most valuable resource always pretty much. So it's not that terrible. 1% for tier 5 hide. 2% for tier 5 wood. Can't really gather this down there. More tier 4 trees. I think I'm walking quite the inefficient ways in this map. Tier 4 resources do respawn quite quickly though. So that's probably actually not a problem. Even though I'm not too sure if I want to gather in the north, but I probably want to do so. It's not a starting map anymore. And going from this tier 5 map to the other tier 5 map is really not a priority route for anybody important. For gankers, for transporters. Like nobody is going to walk this way. Except some random people in random occasions. So, gathering in the north should not be too terrible. Could also take a free charge on the roads portal for extra safety. Don't feel like that's necessary yet though. This way in the east, on the other hand, pretty much is a very interesting place for transporters and gatherers and gankers. So, planning to go into the north actually seems like a pretty good plan. 44% carry weight already. Without very much money in my bag. But I'm not really expecting to get too much money while I'm only a tier 4 gatherer. Like, I would also not recommend people usually to go into the black zone while being a tier 4 gatherer. Like, this stuff makes sense when you have tier 5. Then it actually makes sense. But when you're only tier 4, you may as well power level in the red zone, mists or roads, where you're like 100% safe. I mean, maybe I should just be using Avalonian tools right now. But, I mean, not in the black zone, of course. But I could go into, like, the mists and use Avalonian tools. Or the red zone, there I could use Avalonian tools as well. 3% already. It's not going to take that insanely long. But the roads may help me out a lot. If I'm just going to be a little bit lucky and find a couple of old tier 4 resource mobs. These things have 500 pieces. 500 pieces. This is going to be so much fame. So I'm quite interested how long I will need to find these old tier 4 resource mobs. Right now a lot of people could be interested in these usually pretty bad things. Like on the NA server nobody is taking those. Of course, because they are not worth anything. But for leveling they are really good. And right now, right here, they probably even give some money. When you sell it in the right city. Because you're not going to get money from tier 4 wood in Limhurst, nor will you get your money from tier 4 ore in Fort Sterling. But everybody who wants to spend time transporting stuff Can just sell this good stuff somewhere else. Sadly, somebody took the 4.2 wood. I want that myself. Need that for leveling. So far so safe, but I see quite a lot of people dying. Somebody died in the east, somebody died in the west right here. Just kind of interesting. So maybe it's getting more dangerous now. Even though I would not know why people would walk this way. Maybe to the blue dungeon. Maybe to the dungeon area. That kind of would make sense. This should be the fastest way to this dungeon. Another person dying there. I kind of wanted to walk that way, so somewhat annoying, kind of. Hopefully I can spend enough time here in this corner. So those people who are killing each other will go away in the meantime. Didn't find any enchanted stone yet, which is very weird. I mean, I of course didn't pay attention to enchanted tier 5 stone, but I think I haven't even seen that. I mean, the enchantment rate is on 12%, so every 10th resource that I find is basically enchanted on average. This boar was in my way to getting this beautiful tree. Likewise, it had to go to heaven. 1%, 3%, slowly but surely, reaching something, hopefully, maybe. I mean, I suppose I have the highest chance of making money in the black zone, because I can find a lot of 4.3 resources and some 4.2 resources compared to like the roads. But money making will really only start when I reach tier 6, I would say, unless I get super lucky. Which will take quite a while, to be honest. It will be a pretty big grind. And then even reaching tier 7 and tier 8, it's going to take so long. Unless I decide to power level a little bit more. Because I can just spend a lot of time in the roads and gather tons of low tier resources to level up very quickly. Definitely an option. Nobody here right now, which is very nice. It's kind of sad that the longer it takes me to get the levels, the less valuable all the resources will become, and the more contested they will become. Less valuable and harder to get. Kind of sad. But what can you do? No people. Quite a few people died here, but it may have just been some group coming from the dungeon or going to the dungeon. Clashing with I don't know who. I probably don't need to check the corpses, but let's do it anyways. Let's just do it anyways. Didn't really take me much time. But most likely not necessary to do so. I'm pretty sure that I haven't made as much money yet to actually pay for the gear that I'm using. Like the giant stack being worth 200k, for Sterling Cape 100k. Or the rest combined probably 100 to 200k. But somewhere soon I will be net positive. I mean, so far I'm obviously net positive since I haven't lost my gear. But I did not get the money back that I've invested silver-wise yet. But that's going to happen much faster once I hit tier 5 and tier 6 especially. Like with tier 6 I will probably already make some decent amount of money. Maybe like 500k? I would guess, I would hope 500k per 30 minutes in the black zone. I don't know, kind of depends on the prices, I suppose. And very much depends on how many enchanted resources I will find. Finally, the first enchanted stone. For leveling, like stone is so worthless. It sells for so little in Fort Sterling. It may sell for more somewhere else, to be honest. But definitely not for much more. Stone on NA completely worthless. Stone on EU as well. Kind of sad. The SBI needs to like implement some kind of weapon line or whatever that uses stone, so it's not so completely useless. I mean, it's obviously very sad that it's that cheap. Just having one resource that you basically do not want to gather. I mean, you want to gather it on tier 7 and 8, I suppose. There it's actually worth it. But kind of sad to have that stuff on lower tiers to be that useless. I would prefer to just have some random weapon or armor line using it. So it actually has some value. Seems like nobody needs those buildings, or at least nobody needs very much stone to actually build those buildings. But what can you do? Except implementing something that has to be crafted all the time. Because it's getting destroyed all the time like the normal gear that everybody is using. So far, so peaceful. I mean, somebody died again, obviously, but I'm not seeing anybody so far. But I probably want to pay a lot of attention to everything and move very quickly. Especially being in this position right here. If there was a ganking group coming, I may have problems. Okay. Could have killed that guy. And it would have been quite he would have been quite valuable. Enchanted stone, no. I'm too low for these beautiful enchanted resources. This guy was a tier 5 lumberjack already, so he can at least take all those enchanted tier 5 trees. Even though I haven't seen that many either, like maybe 3 or 4, I think. I think only like 3 or 4. I would assume that me taking this long together here will mean that all the resources in the east will already have respawned. Sadly, I don't have enough learn points to push up my tier 4 resource professions. My tier 4 gathering professions. Because I am hitting learn points there left, right and center. And it would increase my gathering speed and my gathering yield. But I kinda need to save my learn points for all the level ups of the profession itself. To hit tier 5, tier 6, tier 7, tier 8 Those things will be super expensive. Like already tier 5 is... Let's take the enchanted thing first. Could it lose its enchantment. So let's take it first. A lot of fame. Good for leveling. Not going to be much money. Like going for tier 5 already costs 170 learn points. So getting tier 6 will probably cost like 200 or something. It's going to be very, very expensive. Likewise, I will not be able to afford leveling anything else in that time with learn points until I basically reach tier 8 everywhere. I mean, I will be able to calculate and then decide what do I want to level, when, and how much. %82 carry rate already. A tier 3 mob, is it weak? Is it weak? That's a question. Am I strong enough to kill this? I'm not looking very tanky. Do I want different spells? Well, this ability is quite good for me. It's not dealing damage while he's casting that. Also have shield block, I can use that to block one attack. Yeah, it's looking quite good. And I'm going to use my boots for the health regeneration. Yeah, it's looking quite good. Could use my E for extra damage. I wonder if my E actually hit there. I'm going to have the E cooldown up soon enough. Can block one more attack with my helmet. Let's tank that. Use more boots for more healing. And I'm not even dropping that low. Alright, 150k and a book and some runes, and this weapon should be fine. Nice. This tier 3 mob was really easy. Really easy. Didn't have any trouble at all. I'll take that. I need to eat one more pie. I'm going to get overweight without it. Some more enchanted stuff. Very nice. Multiple level ups. Well, but I mean, I'm on very low levels on all of this stuff, so 150k fame will actually be a lot for that. Nice, nice, nice. And once again, somebody was killed. A lot of people are dying. And I'm not seeing anybody dangerous. Tier 3. I actually didn't pay attention. I got 36,000 silver as well from killing that. So, like, these mobs are really nice. I'm really glad that it was so weak. Because I'm insanely weak as well. I have 0 IP. I'm super weak. But this mob was even weaker. What can you do? 87% carry weight already. Didn't find any 0.3 resource yet. Found some 0.2 resources. Actually don't know if I can get down there at the roads portal from this cliff. Kinda would like to be able to do that. Yes, I can. Great. Because I haven't checked out everything. Yet. An exclamation mark. A naked dude. A killer queen with 8 million PvP fame. That's quite something. This guy is definitely playing quite a bit. I only have 2.3 million. Yet. I mean, that's obviously going to change quite quickly, but... already having 8 million? And 60 million PvE fame. This guy must have played a lot, I guess. And probably somewhat successfully as well, since it's probably not that insanely easy to reach such numbers too quickly. I don't know. Maybe he had just been playing a lot. Definitely possible. 5% already. Like, just imagine me doing this 4 times and I will be able to get tier 5 wood gathering. So it's kind of a grind, but it's not that insanely terrible. I was actually thinking about, do I want to fight this guy? If he dismounted right next to me, likewise had 5 seconds cooldown. But actually probably not, to be honest. Since my gear is not that great. I mean, if I play insanely well, my W will be super useless, I guess. But my armor is not that terrible to dodge his armor. Actually countering him, kind of. My Q and E are fine. My helmet is great if I manage to use it in a good moment. Just need to hope that I manage to block his E or his W with my helmet, and it's going to be quite great. I do have resistance potions as well. But I do not have combat food. I mean, I would not be able to use any because... whoops. Because otherwise I'd be overweight. 96% carry weight. Can't really take much more. 6% already. Like, it obviously doesn't take that insanely long to get up to these tier 5 things. But I would suppose getting to tier 6 will be a little bit slower. But here doing this stuff in the black zone seems good enough, definitely. Like, this is a viable possibility, I would say, to do this stuff. Maybe too expensive though. Because there are a lot of people dying. So it's probably somewhat dangerous to do this. Haven't really seen anybody dangerous yet. But a lot of people died on this map. I may have been lucky so far. I may just have been lucky. Another person died. And I have been gathering up there beforehand. But maybe all these 4.0 dudes and 4.1 people are just fighting each other when they see each other. And dismount and just, let's go. Just do a 1v1 randomly. And then it's not really a 1v1 because one of them has like 5 friends waiting. There was a person. But this person only saw me for a very short amount of time as well. Oh, I'm overloaded. Time to get back. I can throw away some stone because that stuff is actually useless. So I may as well continue gathering this. Let's split this stuff a little bit. And throw away a little bit more. And teleport for 20k, that's fine. I got like 200k loot or something. Let's take a quick look at the prices on the market. I did fill 3 journals. which are probably not that well, it's wood and hide, so these things should be somewhat fine here in Fort Sterling, I would say. So let's look at the price for wood. Yeah, 139, and the estimated market value is what? 95. So almost 50% more valuable. And let's look at hide as well. 139 is the estimated market value. And it's selling for less. Interesting. Very interesting. Actually selling for less. I wouldn't have expected that, to be perfectly honest. Very interesting. So I think that's going to be it for right now, though, because I really want to go into the roads. I want to see if I can level up very quickly by finding any old tier 4 resource mobs and maybe old tier 5 resource mobs. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take both. The tier 5 resource mobs will be a little bit annoying because they are a little bit inefficient in a way for leveling, but they will give some money. The only question then will be, do I want to go with the giant stack or do I actually want to take an ox? Because if I find those resource mobs, this is going to be really, really heavy. So I'm probably actually am going to go gathering with an ox, which will be crazy, but I will not look too expensive, I hope so. People will hopefully not kill me, because tier 4 gear should be enough. And I will just take some sheep kind of nature staff. Can I do that? I will see how expensive the druidic staff will be at that point. It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. So